I got a nugget for you.
Okay.
We'll go to the phones in a second, but the Amon-Ra St. Brown details.
I like details.
So, it's a lot of fluff money.
Always is.
4 years, $120 million, and so they said 77 guaranteed, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So 4 years and $120 million. But as Bill Barnwell writes, this ends up being about $63.4 million over the first 3 years.
Okay.
So
63.4 over 3 is 21.
In other words, and I got to dive deeper into this, but if that's true, 63.4 over 3 years, that means that the fourth year is worth $1 billion.
56.6 is what it actually is. So much like Tyreek,
exactly,
they're going to get to that fourth year and they're going to,
when you look at that deal and go, oh, Amon-Ra and Tyreek are now next to one another, the highest paid receivers in the game. He didn't even get what Michael Pittman got. He didn't even get what Michael Pittman got. He didn't even get what Calvin Ridley got. Okay? Amon-Ra got an extension that puts him behind Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Michael Pittman, Calvin Ridley, and Devontae Adams.
In average annual value.
That's right. The deal has, and this is from Pro Football Talk, and thank you, Nick Wagner and Bill Barnwell and everyone on Twitter who's breaking this down. The deal has an annual value of $24.675 million, not 30, 24.67, removing the puffed up final year. The average value of the now 5-year deal from signing, because you got to include the year coming up, is $21.84 million. That's what Amon-Ra got. And you can now translate that however you want to Brandon Aiyuk, but Amon-Ra St. Brown is ahead of Brandon Aiyuk in the wide receiver pecking order, I would argue.
Yeah, it's close, but they're...
Amon-Ra he has put up consistently more numbers.
Another stalwart of your fantasy team, so I know you know him very well.
It's a good draft.
It was a great draft.
Anyway, those two receivers together, man. That was pretty good stuff. Anyway, so if that's what Amon-Ra got, and it falls in, right behind Pittman and Ridley, you might actually be looking at Brandon Aiyuk getting above that. However, what does that really mean? TJ Houshmandzadeh said 27.
Yeah.
But that's a fluff year involved type number, because Amon-Ra St. Brown got 30.
Right.
But he actually didn't even get 22. So, what is Brandon actually asking? And if you do get past, let's say it is 27 in fluff stuff, but when you boil it all the way down, it's down in the low 20s. It's 23 per year. I don't know. Does that help people? Does that help people feel better about it? I don't even know why the numbers matter to everybody. Who cares? I don't care what the hell he gets. I just want him on the team.
Right.
And I want it to not block them from being able to do the other stuff that they would like to do.
That's, I think, why it matters to people.
Well, of course.
Is the idea that it might block them from doing the things that other people want them to do.
But you're going to lose somebody. You're going to lose somebody, and that person might be Brandon. I vote for one of the other guys.
Yeah, and
that's all.
It might be Brandon tomorrow, and it might be Brandon in 2 or 3 years if it is a fluff contract like you just detailed with Amon-Ra St. Brown, and that fourth year is basically $56 million, like Tyreek Hill's fourth year is a monster number that he'll never see, because if they like the player at that point, they tear it up and you give him a new deal and you restructure it to where he gets more money up front, more guaranteed money, and then you can just kind of recycle the same cycle of a contract. And, if it's Brandon Aiyuk, the Niners have done a great job of signing guys to contracts and then restructuring it when the time is right and adding on voidable years on the back, but giving them more guaranteed money at the beginning.
888-957-9570. How about Mickey in Pacifico with Willie and Dibby? Hi, Mickey. What's up?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Hey there. So in this Aiyuk discussion, thank you, Willie, for pointing out that, like you said, only about 25% of the first round wideouts make it. It's the biggest crapshoot there is in the NFL in the draft. And the thing that nobody's talking about, as far as if the Niners do go ahead and trade Aiyuk, is his intangibles beyond the receptions and the yardage and everything, specifically his blocking. None of these college players coming out are going to be blocking like Aiyuk does. Like I've been reading all the so-called experts who know this, and several of them have said that Harrison isn't going to be a pro-style blocker. He's going to need to learn that. They all need to learn that in the pro NFL game. Even Aiyuk, look, he had to spend a year in Shanahan's doghouse to learn to get straight and get his head in the game and to learn to be a complete player and to get that blocking and so forth. So, if we trade him now, it's like we're starting over. We're hitting the reset button for pretty much on our Super Bowl window if we do. It's not an all-in move. It's for the future because that guy, I don't care who he is, even if he is the second coming of Puka Nacua, he's not going to come right in and be a starter from day one. That's just not going to happen. That's why we've got to keep Aiyuk no matter what. And really, I've got an idea of somebody else that we can trade. You're going to think I'm crazy. Probably going to hang up on me, but, I'll tell you, I don't want to trade, I call them the Fantastic Four on offense. Aiyuk, Debo, Kittle, and McCaffrey. I want to keep those four guys together as long as I possibly can. Now, of course, with the salary cap, that's going to be real tricky and probably impossible. But if we trade someone else and keep those guys, another marquee, high-end guy who's got trade value,
Bring it home.
We can pull it off.
Let's go. Who is it,
We've
Mickey?
only got one other guy
Who is
on our
it?
roster now who's that guy.
Who is it?
All right?
Say it!
So,
No, Mickey. You have to say it. Like this is a show and we have to leave. You're right. We are going to hang up on you at some point. And it might be before you pay it off. You got to pay it off, Mickey.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, you look on the defensive side of the ball. You can't afford to have a top-flight offense and a top-flight defense in the game anymore. You just can't.
Mickey, I love you so much, but if you don't say a name with the next two words out of your mouth, I'm gonna.
He's gonna say Nick Bosa,
I'm gonna,
and then we're gonna run him.
Okay.
Yes. Nick Bosa.
Okay.
Yes. Nick Bosa.
Run this guy.
Nick Bosa.
Run this
No,
guy.
but I like me.
I like Mickey.
Mickey made some great points before he made a bad one.
And I mean,
He
I'm
did.
all for the build-up,
He did.
and I'm all for delayed gratification, but you got to pay it off, Mickey. Mickey, you're so fine, and that call kind of blew my mind. Hey, Mickey,
You're so fine. You hurt my mind. Hey, Mickey.
we're
Mickey.
not trading Nick Bosa. Maybe we'll take a team that'll take Steph Curry too while we're at it. I mean, you're not trading Nick Bosa.
Well, no, and obviously,
I love you, Mickey.
Yeah, no, well, Mickey, if you had stopped 3/4 of the way through the call, I'd have
got racked.
I'd have given you a standing ovation. You're gonna rack that guy.
Totally.
Yeah, because he actually made some really good points. If you want to get to the circumstances of now with the 49ers, it points even more in the direction of keep Brandon Aiyuk. From the fact that you are a Super Bowl competitor, if not the Super Bowl favorite, to the fact that it's an intricate offense that's difficult to learn, to the fact that Kyle Shanahan demands downfield blocking. These are the things that we don't see and talk about. When you go, Puka Nacua, yeah, good numbers. But what about all the other stuff? The fit, the blocking, all of these things. Kyle Shanahan's system, the Super Bowl window. This is me now. You can disagree. I'm not willing to mess with any of that. I'm just not right now.
Yeah, sometimes you got to roll the dice to win big. And, you could sit there and just pay him whatever he wants to be paid, and then you find yourself in cap hell next year.
Not whatever he wants to be paid, but find an agreement. It's there. There's another way to save money. I'm doing it with a different player.